morning, everybody, and welcome to the Community Connection and the Inner Harbor cast from the Inner Harbor studios right here at the Syracuse Inner Harbor. I should say Inner Harbor one more time. But my name is Skip Clark, and I'm your host, and I'm joined by Laura Mosby from the Syracuse Orchestra. What exactly is your title with the orchestra?
My official title is Director of Community Engagement, but I do a lot of different things.
You do a lot of different things. That's a big title too. But again, welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. We got a lot of great information, and hopefully you can answer a lot of the questions that I have, because I'm not really that familiar how the orchestra works and all that. And I know you have a lot of events coming out as well. We know that the orchestra has a rich history. Of course, bankruptcy of the Syracuse Symphony Orchestra to the formation of the Symphoria. That was in 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then the recent rebranding of the Syracuse Orchestra. Can you take us through that journey a little bit of these changes and why the rebrand was so important for you?
Well, when Symphoria was created in 2012, it was after the bankruptcy of the SSO. But there were musicians and folks in the community who really felt like it was important to have an orchestra here and have the music continue. So that was 2012. And so the orchestra has been playing and playing and playing. And then in our 12th season, or 11th, I guess, was last year, we decided to rebrand because Symphoria is kind of a combination of symphony and euphoria.
Okay.
Which is a great, unique title for the orchestra. But if I walked down the street and said, do you know what Symphoria is? If you don't know it's an orchestra, you might not know what it is.
Exactly.
So when we say we're the Syracuse Orchestra, it not only ties us to the city and the region, you know exactly what we are.
I love that. I love that. Now, you are one of only two musician-operated cooperative orchestras in the United States. Can you share how this unique business model works for you?
Well, usually orchestras have the board of directors, and they have the staff, and they have the musicians, and they all kind of operate in their own little silo, and maybe don't talk to each other that much.
I get it.
So think about the as different departments. And if you've ever worked in a place where the different departments in your business don't talk to each other, it doesn't work really well. But if all the departments talk to each other and work together and share information, then it works a lot better. So every month before the board meeting, everybody in the organization gets a copy of the minutes and gets a copy of the agenda and a copy of the budget. So we know exactly what's going on.
Everybody's on the same page,
Exactly.
so to speak, which makes it very ongoing and everybody's cooperating. I love that. So with over 100,000 people reached, though, I looked up some facts, by the way.
Right.
So with over 100,000 people reached each year through concerts and outreach activities, how do you prioritize accessibility and inclusivity in your programming?
Well, one of the things that we do is that we look at the different kinds of concerts that we have and where they're going to be, because some of them are in really big halls. Some of them are in smaller venues like smaller churches and libraries. And some of them are in more rural areas. In the summertime, we do free concerts all around the region in parks. So we do Beard Park in Fayetteville.
Okay.
And also we go to Oswego and we go to Rome. So we're all over the place, so that the orchestra goes to where people are and people have a chance to sample the orchestra. Ooh, I like, maybe we should do more of this. And it's free. So you can take the whole family and kids can run around and you can bring the dog and have a picnic dinner and everything. So it's a fun time, and it's something to really look forward to as it's snowing and freezing rain today.
Exactly. I love that.
So that's one of the things where we're going out into the community, but we also have a lot of different kinds of music that the orchestra plays. So when people hear symphony or they hear orchestra, they probably think classical music. And the orchestra does do that. That's one of the things that the orchestra does. They also play, they can play jazz and movie tunes and all different kinds of music. We've played opera and polka and everything in between. And later on this season in May, we're going to have a tribute to Aretha Franklin.
Oh, I
So
love that.
that's just a whole bunch of different
Yeah.
kinds of music. So if you think of the orchestra as just classical music,
It's not.
that's just a small part of what they do.
It's a piece of the puzzle that brings it all together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about the Healing Harmonies initiative.
Well, Healing Harmonies is when our musicians go out in ones and twos into the community and mostly visit folks who cannot normally come to concerts.
Mm-hmm.
People who might be immunocompromised or who just can't get out anymore. So there are folks who are in assisted living facilities or nursing homes. We also go to hospitals and clinics.
I like that.
And, so some of those folks, in hospitals can't get out, maybe for a week or two, but we also have the musicians perform in lobbies and reception areas so that it's not just for the patients, it's also the caregivers and the staff that can hear the music and get a feeling of relaxation and get away from all the stuff for a little while.
The stuff. I like that. The stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's a good break. It's a good break. There's no doubt.
It definitely is because we deal with all different kinds of folks. There are older folks. We go to Golisano Children's Hospital. There are folks dealing with cancer or other chronic illnesses. So for them to be able to take a break and just take a breath is important.
It is. It's very important. While we're talking about different initiatives, talk to me a little bit about the Kids Are Free initiative. I love this. I want you to explain it.
Well, honestly, when I was interviewing for this job in 2020, I did some research on the orchestra and it said kids are free. Wow, this is great. Because I grew up outside DC and the National Orchestra is great, but they don't let the kids in for free. So here's how it works. If you come to any of our regular series concerts, so that's Masterworks, the regular classical concerts, the pops, the casual, and also the kids concerts and our Spark concert. So anything that's in our regular brochure, then if you buy an adult ticket, then kids under 18 come for free. So that could be you and your kids. It could be your kid and their best friend. It could be a youth group. So it can be church groups, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, soccer teams, that kind of thing. So you buy the tickets and you just have to make sure that you reserve the tickets. Everybody gets a ticket. So that everybody gets a seat and then we know where everybody
And where
is.
do you mostly perform? I know you say you hit the parks during the summer and all that, but if I wanted to go, where would I be going?
Most of the concerts for the Syracuse Orchestra are at the Krause-Heinz Concert Theater, which most people call the Civic Center.
Civic Center, yeah. There's a few theaters in there, if I'm not mistaken. So that's cool. And the acoustics are absolutely wonderful. Been there for that.
It is a great place and a great place to hear a concert. And one of the things that we haven't talked about yet is what people should wear when they come to the orchestra, because it's kind of like come as you are. There's a couple, they always dress to the nines. He wears a tuxedo sometimes or a period dress, and he and she always wears beautiful jewelry and a full-length gown, sometimes the opera gloves, but you don't have to do that to come to the symphony. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. You can wear your jeans, you can wear your khakis, you can wear a suit, you can wear your shorts and your Crocs, whatever you're comfortable wearing, just wear that and come.
I think like back in the day, we see the pictures of attending a symphony that you do see the long gowns, you do see the tuxedos, and everybody was dressed like that. But times have changed. I mean, it's just like you and I, Laura, just like you and I sitting here doing this interview. I mean, I'm in my jeans. This is what I wear every day. This is me. This is Skip Clark, this is what I do. So And it's cool that you can just go and be comfortable, but take in the great sounds of the symphony. So
Yeah, and if you're at work all day and then you come to a symphony concert, you can wear whatever you're wearing at work, whether that's a suit or your uniform or your jeans. Just come as you are.
I
The
love what you
important
do.
the important thing is that you come.
Mhm. That you show up and take in the great sounds. And it's not all the classical stuff like you mentioned. So
Mm-mm.
there's something for everybody. And I love
Exactly.
that idea. Now, you've been with the symphony since what, 2020?
Correct.
Okay. So over all these years, and now here we are in 2025. But do you have any moment that actually stands out in your mind, something really memorable?
Um, well, there's a couple of things that kind of are connected. We were in Auburn at the summer concert there.
Hmm.
It was July 3rd, and we're getting ready for the fireworks, and it was a great day. And we're also preparing for what we call a community side by side concert. So I was telling somebody about it, and she said, "Oh, I haven't played for so long. I haven't. I don't think I should do that." I said, "Well, you've got plenty of time to practice because this was in July, and the concert was coming up in October." And she said, "Okay, well, then I'll do it. I'll sign up when I get back, and I'll take my trumpet with me on vacation." So she had it was under her bed, or in
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
closet, and she hadn't played it for years. So she started practicing, and then we did the registration for the community side by side concert, where people from the orchestra or people from the community had a chance to play with the orchestra. So you just had to
Wow.
sign up. If you could read music, you could sign up. There was a limit on how many people we could put on the stage. I mean, we couldn't have 22
Sure,
flutes,
sure.
right? Or 32 timpani people, right?
Right.
But so she signed up and then she came to play. I actually got to play. I play violin, but not in the orchestra except for that one time.
That is
Um,
so cool, though, that you get that opportunity to play alongside
yeah.
somebody that, they're an actual member of the symphony.
Mhm.
And you, as just a citizen, and a little bit about playing the violin, or even in my case, I did play the trumpet. Um, just to sit alongside somebody that plays professionally, so to speak, that would be a thrill. That would be exciting. But
Well,
then I'd be worried though, like, all right, this guy's he's not good.
don't be
Meaning
worried.
me.
Don't be worried about that because the music is I would say approachable for
Hmm.
everybody, and we give you plenty of time to practice. And it's just a
I
lot of
love
fun.
that.
And I was taking a course actually with another person
Hmm.
who decided then he was going to join in the community side by side. He rented a cello for the so that he could practice and be part of it. And now he's taking cello lessons from the person he was sitting next to in the professional orchestra.
Wow, that is awesome.
So it's fun, and the musicians who are part of the orchestra are your friends and your neighbors, people who live here in Syracuse.
Hmm.
I would say I did the statistics a couple years ago, and it looks like about half of the musicians within the orchestra actually live within the city limits of
Wow, that's very
Syracuse,
cool.
and 90% of them live right here in central New York.
Now, does the orchestra every once in a while bring somebody in that's got a national name and have them play alongside or direct or conduct the orchestra?
There are all sorts of different guest artists,
Hmm.
depending on what the orchestra is playing or what the orchestra is trying to do. We just over the holidays had Melissa Errico. She's a Broadway star. She was a
Nice.
vocalist,
Hmm.
and so she sang with orchestra. And her friend Ted Firth is a pianist and conductor. So they were with the orchestra over the holidays.
Hmm.
And we have all sorts of different folks who come from out of the area to do this, but we also feature folks here in central New York. Um, this past weekend, Lizzie Klemperer, she's was based in Syracuse. She sang with the orchestra. Joe Corello from
Oh, wow.
Syracuse.
Yes, yes.
He's played saxophone with
Very
the
cool.
orchestra. So we have folks from outside the community and people from Syracuse who are featured with the orchestra as well.
And where do you see the orchestra? I mean, from what you see from your perspective, 5 to 10 years down the road.
5 to 10 years down the road, I think what I would like to see is that we're still here, that we're still thriving, that more people are coming to performances, that we
Mhm.
have more kids who are playing instruments in school and are having a chance to visit the orchestra in school and out of school, and that more people feel like the Syracuse Orchestra is their orchestra, because
I love
we're
it.
not here just to play to an empty hall. We're here to play for the community and music that the community appreciates.
Absolutely. Does the real quick before we say goodbye, the symphony, do they actually get into the schools and join some of the music departments, some of the classes, or even attend some of the shows they do and say, you know what, we'd like to invite you to come on down and play with us or
Yeah.
learn?
Yes, we have quartets and full orchestra performances within schools. We do speaking engagements in the schools. We also
I
invite
love it.
students to come. So it's kind of both ways. We do field trips. So if there's someone who's interested
Mhm.
in having their students, their classes come, they can give us a call. They can go to our website and email us from there at syracuseorchestra.org.
And would that website be the same website where they can go and get tickets for any of these shows?
Yes,
Tell everybody again, what is the website, Laura?
it's syracuseorchestra.org.
All right. And the full schedule.
The full schedule is there. You can get all the information. If you have questions, you can email us from there. You can call us, and you can. I mean, we're
Mhm.
pretty hip with our
I love it.
technology,
Yeah, I love it.
so you can order tickets online, and
Cool.
now you can actually get your tickets on your phone.
Yeah. Do you have an app or no?
We don't have an app,
Just through the website,
just through the
which you
website.
can access through your phone anyways. So
Exactly.
pretty easy.
Mhm.
Laura Mosby, thank you so much for being here this morning. Again, your title, because it was a long one.
It's Director of Community Engagement.
I love it, man. You're doing very well too. So good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. The community connection and the Inner Harbor cast with, we have 4 great radio stations here in this building. If you like what you're seeing and the interviews that we do, just give us a like on YouTube. It's Inner Harbor Media. Just do the search. You'll find it. Subscribe. Great artists like Laura Mosby. And again, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.